So hello everyone and welcome to the plot for the first time in a long time. So I thought only right to start off with a plot tour. Bear in mind I've not been down here for a while because of the weather, being ill for the last week, but mainly the weather, with every day that I've been off on a rest day being horrific weather and storms. I can see already the plot has been damaged quite badly by some of the storms we had. So it's going to be a bit of a rescue mission to get it back up and running again. So, as per normal, we'll start with plot 89, my original plot. As you can see, the sign has come out of the ground, so I've just popped it up for now. But I planted these a few years ago. We finally have some daffodils with flower heads. We've had loads of blind ones come up before, but now we've actually got some flowers, which is quite nice. So as with recent plot tours as well, we've got a fair bit of grass and stuff growing around here. This was the raspberry bed. I've had, very little luck with these over the last year. Thompson Morgan have replaced some of the canes because they didn't perform as they'd expected. So we'll have to see how the new ones do. So this was the strawberry planter. As you can probably see, this was my biggest mistake last year, using this stuff as compost. It's atrocious. So this year the plan will be to swap all the compost out, and I might use this to grow salad or something rather than strawberries. Moving down, we've not had a lot off of the rhubarb. We can see them coming up, but not that much in the way of actual rhubarb sticks. There's a bit of seed head coming up on this one, so I'm just going to remove, because unfortunately the seed head means that we end up with no crown or no sticks to harvest. Now, one of the biggest disasters I noticed along here was all my willow fencing along here has all been damaged and blown down in the wind. So I'm going to be removing this and changing what I do here. Same's happened on the other side. I'm not going to replace the willow fencing. I'm going to, as I say, change my plan and plant something bushy in those beds. Grass has done nicely across the whole plot. Stopped any weeds coming up, which is nice. And these beds, there's not too much in the way of weeds, probably because I did the sort of no-dig bed method on them. We have got a few. Most of what's there is the dead leftovers from last year. Same on this one. Given that this has been left for several months, it's doing quite well. And same with the other beds as well. Now coming along looking at the trees, we've got lots of new growth coming on this one. This is the nectarine. The same on this one, which is at the peach, I think. Let's see. That's the plum one, that one. And on the other side, let's see what we've got. So we've got lots of new buds on this cherry. Again, the same on the pear. And there is some buds forming on the apple, but the apple does need to be staked up because it got a bit too heavy last year. Much of the rest of the plot hasn't really changed, to be honest. The big casualty here has been my barrel planter, which has just been obliterated by the wind. So I'm quite surprised at that, because it was quite a sturdy structure. Then again, quite overgrown at the back here. But then one thing that I had noticed walking up the plot is the windows on my mini shed. Now, I think this is just where something's blown into it in the wind. It doesn't look like anything's been taken, and to be honest, there's nothing in there worth taking. But I do have some plans for in there, which I will share with you in a video fairly soon. Right, let's go and have a wander over to the other plot. I'm so pleased that we've got these daffodils come up. They brighten my day. I knew it was going to be a mess when I turned up, but to see those really brighten my day. So this is the next plot. Plot 64. You might remember one of my last videos when I was here, I planted a load of onions and garlics and shallots, and they're all doing pretty well. Lots of strong growth. I've got the odd little weed that's come up. Actually fairly deep roots on them. But they're doing well. And somebody's been having a bit of a dig in here. I think this was the shallots, but I can't remember. I'll have a look back at the videos and work out what's where. The wood has faded quite a lot on these, but to a nice level. I actually quite like it like that. And you can see just how much rain we've had. That's been overflowing that wheelbarrow from empty. Going up the rest of the plot, not a lot's changed. We've still got a nice big pile of pallet collars. And rhubarb's starting to grow on this plot as well. The grass has stayed fairly short. It's going to need a trim at some point soon. Got lots of new growth on this pear tree. And the same is true of the apple tree. Now what I may try and do at some point is we've got two apple trees here. I don't know why they're so close together, but I may try and move one. And then we've got this lovely plant here. I can't remember what it was, but it's some sort of flowering currant. And this, when it's fully in bloom, has loads of these pink flowers everywhere. It looks really, really nice. And then the remainder of this plot, we've just got these two beds up here, which are covered. Well, this one was covered, but it looks like all the covering's come off. And this one. I should hopefully be using those as bean beds in the coming months. And I have got a bean net structure to go on one of these. So that is it for the start of your plot tour. It is March the 24th. So it's the first day of the sort of partial lockdown from the government, but we have been told that we're still allowed to come to allotments. So I'm going to get as much done down here as I can. There's lots to be doing, repairing all the storm damage and just getting ready for the year, which I wanted to do over the autumn, but it's over the winter even, but it's just been too wet and stormy. So I'm going to get on doing that, get as much done as I can. I've got lots started off at home, and if needs be, I'll raise stuff at home until it's ready to come down here. As long as people don't ruin it, we should be able to carry on coming to allotments. But if people don't pay attention to the sort of partial lockdown, I'd imagine we'll end up on a full lockdown and not be able to get out to plots. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. So anyway, I hope all's well where you are and you'll get into your allotments. That's all from me. So take care and happy allotmenting.